Shopping dumpling.
Okay.
This is inside shrimp and the vegetable.
Okay. Dim sum. Think of it like a Chinese dumpling brunch that inundate your table with a plethora of options to choose from. Pick your pleasure. How can anyone not be a fan of this? Everyone loves brunch.
Give us a shrimp for egg roll.
It's very delicious. Thank you very much. And if you don't love little mystery dumplings filled with chicken, pork, fish, shrimp, then I'm not sure where that leaves you and I. But I digress. Today I'm at the Mandarin House on Olive here in St. Louis. And a steady stream of people coming in on a Sunday morning makes it clear just how popular dim sum is. This is so authentic, right?
Exactly.
This is Francis Yu, editor of the St. Louis Chinese American News, a bilingual newspaper that reaches about 85% of Chinese American households in St. Louis. Lucky for me, Francis liked dim sum too. So dim sum is considered breakfast and lunch?
We call brunch.
Okay, and you know where everything is here?
Every food I can name in Chinese.
Of course, I want a little of everything. Without question, some of my favorite foods are Chinese, and it comes from places just like this.
The dim sum is a Hong Kong style, from Hong Kong. You know, not from China, it's from Hong Kong. People living in a high-rise condo, they don't have a room to host friends. If no friend, we take newspaper with us.
Yeah.
So we read the newspaper, and eat a dim sum, have a tea for whole morning. That's how you enjoy weekend.
They have a great map. You can look at your food and then recognize it on the picture here, and it'll say what it is. This is incredible food. The real foundation of dim sum is the dumpling. So if dim sum is a Hong Kong thing, what about dumplings themselves? Why are dumplings such a figure in Chinese cuisine? Is there any deeper meaning behind it all? As my thoughts become muddled by the burst of carbs in my bloodstream, I begin my mission to find out more. As a chef, I need to stay curious in order to evolve. For me, that means looking beyond a good meal to learn more about who made it and what inspires them to cook.
La comida es amor.
Every great city has great food. I'm going on a journey around the world, right here in St. Louis. I'm on a quest to find passionate chefs who cooks from the heart.
It's exciting. I think it's the best.
To prove that food is love. It's gonna be delicious. Food is love. Love your food. St. Louis has garnered a reputation as being a great place for startups to get off the ground. Google a few keywords and you'll find plenty of examples that I'm talking about. But it's not all tech. Likewise, food-related entrepreneurs are finding traction here too. How are you?
Hi, Lasse, how are you?
Hi.
Give you a hug. Yeah.
Good seeing you.
Yeah, so nice to see you again.
But once you get to know Angela Zeng, it doesn't take long to realize that she's motivated by something much more noble than profits. As a Chinese-American immigrant to St. Louis, I'm hoping maybe Angela can help me fill out some gaps on my quest. But first, I'm curious to see more what she's doing here. She isn't the next Twitter. She doesn't have a restaurant, but she's a chef just the same. She may not be plating dishes for the table, but she is nourishing people with her food.
That's exactly right. The way we should manufacture food or drinks should be like what you guys do.
Yeah.
Cook with the real food ingredient, not chemicals.
As the founder of Karuna, an all-organic prebiotic smoothie drink, Angela found a way to tie her lifelong passion with Eastern holistic medicine to her deep understanding of biology.
I pick the ingredient that come from the best natural resource because again, they capture the energy, the chi from the environment, and you capture the energy from them.
And her passion for what she does started when she was only a child.
Since I was little, I would say really 5 years old, around that age, you know, when other girls start to fall in love with dolls, my passion was really in traditional Chinese medicine, especially the herbal stuff. It was just fascinating to me. When my mom took me to get a prescription filled, they have beautiful old-fashioned, you know, those Chinese medicine cabins, tiny little drawers. Each drawers has different different dry herbs and has a nice label, of course, in the Chinese character.
Okay.
And then based on what the doctor wants you to do, they pull out different drawers and put the things, weight them in an old-fashioned scale, and put them in a paper bag and hand it to you. So to me, that was fascinating. That's why I started to play with it and self-learned lots of herbal stuff, adventure a little bit into acupuncture. And then when I went to college, I chose biochemistry. So lots of people think, the Western medicine and Far East holistic medicine don't get along with each other. But, fortunately, I have knowledge in both that I acquired over years. They don't actually conflict with each other. The traditional Eastern medicine believes that our body basically has a vital energy source. It's qi. We call it qi. And how do we get qi? We get qi from the surroundings, from Mother Nature. So basically from the food we consume, from the air we breathe in, from the sunlight we bathe in, and then from our contact with other animal species, with the plants, with each other. So welcome to Karuna factory. It's actually really a big lab. I call it a big lab because the real food factory are so big.
Literally a well-oiled machine. A shiny stainless steel production line cranks along, filling bottles and labeling them for store shelves. The scene could be any major bottling company out there, but it isn't. In search for a bottling facility that met her standards for clean production, Angela couldn't find one. So she had to build one herself. What does Karuna mean?
Karuna means compassion.
Yeah.
So compassion is so important. And compassion to nature. Our compassion to nature is when we do production design, we need to be mindful. So mindfulness is not about just mental health, but mindfulness is important for everything, in my opinion. Is when you design a production process, most of us only think about how I'm going to be profitable. But think about this, there is also another layer of complexity there. Is when you design this production process, are you thinking about what's the consequences to environment around you?
One way Angela keeps a tight lid on quality control is to grow her own mung beans. So what is the significance of mung beans when you eat them? What do they do for the body?
It actually contains 2 natural compounds. The chemical natural compounds existing in the mung bean. It's also good for eliminating many of the harmful chemicals from our body.
Educating the consumer is another component of what Angela does. Her drive to empower others to understand food as a medicine doesn't end with bottling her product. Angela believes in empowering her community as well, regularly donating her product to an organization called RUNG. Today, groundbreaking St. Louis Mayor Tashara Jones happens to be here to take a tour of the facility. Founder Allie Hogan and President Leslie Gill was nice enough to let us tag along.
So what we have here is sort of like a college campus. So women come who are in a variety of situations, and we are here to see to their needs, mentally, physically, professionally, through the nonprofits that have become our co-designers. So, we did some research, figured out what St. Louis already had, and found a way to sort of invite them to the table and make it more of a sort of emotional connection. So we have 8 co-designers in the building that provide a variety of services, and the idea being that they will now be on a journey to figure out what's a good career for them. This is our coach waiting area. So one of the things we are really excited about is that we have developed a coaching program. So all of our members are required to do a 6-month coaching program. It's individual and it's also group coaching. This is the person that's not meant to perform therapy or give advice. This is really the person who's there to sort of guide them into what they want to do.
Besides providing members with personal and professional coaching, RUNG also give their members access to childcare, medical services, exercise facilities, and more. And something that struck a chord with me is the shared gardening space they provided. This is good chi here too?
Oh yeah, you can see vibrating chi coming out, and perfect season to see this, right?
We do have an opportunity here where Rung members can come and manage their own garden bed as well. And so they check in with me, and I sort of do like consultation with them and help them plan and learn as they grow.
It goes back to teaching people, you know, how to take care of themselves too, right? Mm-hmm. You know, if you can plant and nourish your own food, I mean, there's nothing better than that.
Being able to sort of reclaim that power. So I work for an organization called Urban Harvest. We're one of the co-designer agencies here at Rung, and they really focus a lot on food justice and working with community members to be able to have that food sovereignty. Yeah. And so that's a big part of our focus. And so for me, it means a lot to be able to work with members to say, this is how we grow our food. Let me talk you through some of the steps. What are you interested in eating? And let's talk through when and how to grow that. Does it grow here in this region or not, etc. Yeah.
What is this, carrots?
These are carrots.
Yeah.
Yep. These will probably be harvested this week. So in this bed here, we have carrots growing. In this bed over here, we currently have kale and onions. The food that we grow out here, 50% of what we grow goes inside to Chef John, and then Chef John makes magic with that. And the other half of what we grow gets donated to an organization called LifeWise, and that food then gets distributed to local community members that need it.
And I think people automatically think, well, you can't grow food in a city. You know, it has to come from a farm far away. But, you know, there are so many things to explore about. I know Urban Harvest have, you know, rooftops in St. Louis. And, I mean, look at this garden here and all that space you have out there. There's plenty of places to grow.
Here in the U.S., we do oftentimes our agriculture is called monoculture, so one crop growing all in one space. This is much better for the life of the soil and for the diversity of nutrients, and so better for the soil, better for the plants, better for the human that eats the plants.
Is that chickens I see over there?
They are in their coop right now.
Now, are we eating the chickens, or we're not eating the chickens?
We are not eating the chickens.
Okay. They have names?
Yes.
Okay, well, that's why we're not eating the chickens.
And then we call this the dining room because we want our members to sit together and connect. Everybody should work in a restaurant at some point in their life.
Well,
that's where you get some thick skin.
Oh, I know. And that's right. You know, we every restaurateur that I have interviewed, we all say the same thing. Everybody in politics should work in a kitchen or in a restaurant because
I owned one.
Yeah, so you know.
Hey.
You know, when you have to get along, right? Yeah. It doesn't matter who you are. Yeah. When it comes to 5 o'clock and you open up the restaurant, we all have to be on the same team. And you learn to compromise and get along. Yeah, it's so important.
I often say that the lessons I learned while owning that restaurant, it was only for a year, but all of the lessons I learned there, I still take with me to this day.
Yeah.
What kind of food did you have there?
Just normal American fare, you know, burgers, sandwiches.
If you can navigate the complexity of a busy kitchen, politics shouldn't be a problem. Tashara has done just that.
Yeah, you probably learned a lot.
The city is so lucky. I have great hopes for you now, since I know you used to be a restaurateur.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
We should learn those leadership skills.
Yeah. With culinary director John Womack on staff, Rung provide members with free, healthy meals.
Little baby lettuce that just came out of the garden, I think, yesterday.
So this is from the city of St. Louis lettuce?
Right there.
Yes. The city certified.
of St. Louis lettuce. And so this is exactly what a member would get. Just like this, in that case, they come in, they grab a meal, they sit here, or they take it with them.
They can take it with them anywhere. Oh, that's nice.
Today happens to be the mayor's birthday, and I can't think of a better way to end the tour than with a toast. In my culture, we like to do a lot of toasts. Yes. So I have a toast to positive change in St. Louis, and it's made by all of you. Angela, Leslie, Allie, Mayor, Rodney. Let's toast to that.
Food is love.
Food is love. Cheers.
I wish I could stay with you every day. I got lots of positive energy. You stay with us.
Happy day, Angela.
Angela's off to do more deliveries for Karuna, and I'm left feeling grateful for this experience. With everything I've seen today, Angela's passion for healthy food options, the philanthropic and political change that's happening here in St. Louis, it's hard to see anything but a better future. And as we continue to learn, it's hard to take food out of that equation. Today was great, but I still haven't gotten any further with what brought me here. I'm heading to Angela's home for a more traditional Chinese meal with her family. Angela's husband has been kind enough to agree to cook for me some classical Chinese cuisine, so I'm really looking forward to that. And despite her expertise in her day job, it's Angela's husband, Sean, who cooks the more traditional Chinese food at home. And on the menu tonight, handmade dumplings.
There's no such thing of too many cooks in the kitchen when it comes to making dumpling.
Oh, wow.
The more the better. The more people gather around, the more fun.
So what's in the filling?
Right, the filling is, we like chicken and Chinese cabbage. It's very simple to make. You put a little bit of onion, green onion there, and the soy sauce, cooking wine. Well, dumpling started in northern China, so it's a very ordinary food. But the reason it has such an enduring legacy is that it's really a family experience.
Things as they usually do by this point is starting to come full circle. From the dim sum at the restaurant to the handmade dumplings here in Angela's home, I love finding out that there's meaning behind food like this.
Everybody can get together and grandma can see their kids, and you can get your girlfriend or boyfriend introduced to the family. Everybody participate. It's people get together and have a good time.
So this is almost the epitome of food is love, right?
Exactly. That's why I think the
people get together just to make this, especially to spend the night, the New Year Eve together.
Can I make one?
Yes,
oh, absolutely.
Please.
Go ahead.
You can make any shape you like.
I feel bad. I'm normally doing all the cooking.
And then we also have, it's almost like fortune cookie, right?
Yeah.
So actually, in the old days, we put something like a button or
that should be enough.
Corn in one of the dumplings, and whoever get that particular dumpling has the fortune, the good luck for the new year.
Yeah, the rich people will put a gold ring or some jewelry there, and then the other average family will put a coin there. If you don't have that, you can put a button there.
You make the dumplings and cook them, and you eat it like 12 o'clock, like to welcome the new year. It's not just a simple pop stickers, like appetizers.
And it really doesn't matter whether it really tastes great or what kind of insert in the fillings you make. That's a secondary.
Yeah.
The people come together, have a good time. Nap here in the middle, and then the first one is go to the side, pinch a little bit. Okay. So now you have room to go a little bit further. Each crease, you can make creases.
I see.
It's like making pies, right? Pot pie.
Yeah. This is a real story that my grandma told me. Making dumpling is a very good way to tell your future daughter-in-law what kind of person she is, to get to know her, because the dumpling that the person made have a very few creases. That means she's not detail-oriented.
I see.
But you have too many creases. That means this one is a little bit too meticulous and sometimes maybe hard to deal with.
See, I have a little bit of creases, not too many, so I'm easy to deal with.
You are great, yes. You are the perfect son-in-law for your future family. That's old China.
These dumplings, you can steam it, we just boil it. So this is the healthy way, since, I always care about the health index of cooking, right?
Sean works the kitchen like an old pro.
The Chinese culture are so into food, and there's so many different dishes.
That's going to be good. You know what they say, people who cook together stays together, right?
Yeah, we've been married how many years?
Oh, you ought to know this. Fresh ginger, green onions, lobster tails. Sean has pulled out all the stops. What inspires me to cook every day is to see stuff like this is unbelievable.
It's a happiness. Food brings happiness.
Yeah.
Food brings happiness. Look at this food. I mean, wow.
Lots of loves.
Dinner is finally ready, and I can hardly wait. It smells so good.
Well, let's welcome the chef to our home.
Well, thank you very much for having me. What do you say in Chinese for like a cheers?
Ganbei.
Ganbei.
Kanpei.
Ganbei meaning drink all of it.
Okay.
But you have to drink the whole thing. I'm serious.
No,
well, I mean, I don't have to right now.
In one
China, those wine or like a sake type of wine is in those little cup there.
Yeah.
So it's just like a 1 ounce drink. So it's not polite
like
if you don't drink all of it. It's not very polite. Mm-hmm. So here it's different.
Yeah.
All right, let's ganbei.
Kanpei.
Ganbei.
Wow.
Lots of loves. Remember the other day we were talking about if the cook really cares, you have lots of positive energy.
Yeah. Qi.
Qi, exactly. It's not just you have delicious food, nutritious food, but on the other side you feel the love. I think
Chef, you're a pro in terms of using chopsticks.
Well, and I was going to say
so
that.
Amazed.
So chefs, you know, we eat so fast because we don't have time. When I use chopsticks, I can slow that down a lot. So I prefer chopsticks with a lot of food just because it slows me down. So where did the two of you meet?
Great question.
Yeah, it's
you know, today is our birthday, right? Both of us share the same birthday.
But I'm interested in, did you meet in America? Did you meet in China?
We meet in the elevator at St. Louis University.
Wow, that's
literally.
Wow.
Yeah, because I think the story was I was doing a residency at St. Louis University, and I had to get up very early, and then I was on call the previous night. Mm-hmm. So when I left the house on that day, it was still in the 40s. So I have a coat. You know, St. Louis weather is just changing so much.
Yeah.
And the next day when I finished my call, is already in the 60s and 70s. And she was wearing a skirt. And I was wearing a coat. So we just met in the elevator. She was laughing at me and said, "What are you doing?"
Two people from different parts of China had to come to St. Louis to meet. What a story. I want to finish off with something a little more traditional for me. So when you come to somebody's house and it's their birthday, you bring a present. So I brought you something, it's not new, it's antique, that I collect.
I thought you cooked something for us.
No, it has some Scandinavian history to it.
Oh my gosh.
So,
Brandon would love that.
So try to open that up.
Why don't you, since he cooked?
No, okay. Why don't you open?
Why don't you?
Okay. You know, I've collected these over the years. This is a Scandinavian sign. And it's called a cluck bottle. So it's a decanter.
Perfect.
So when you decant something out of it, when you pour out of it, it goes cluck, 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 cluck.
Oh, I see.
You know, now you have a little a Danish souvenir in your house.
Wow, thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you.
Food is love. How do we say that?
食为爱.
食为爱.
That's correct.
爱 means love.
Right.
食 means food.
Okay. 食为爱. For Angela and her husband, the road from China to where they are today wasn't easy. It was a different China, though it has improved in some ways since they lived there. They're grateful to be here in St. Louis today. Like a lot of immigrants to the U.S., their experience in their own country helped fuel their motivation to be successful here. You know, I'm an immigrant. You are immigrants. Mm-hmm. But the contribution that the two of you makes to America, I mean, you're making us healthier and you're treating us for diseases. Mm-hmm. It's unbelievable, you know, what you're contributing. I mean, you know, I'm making everybody fatter in my place.
No.
Angela's passion for creating a healthier product demonstrates that opportunity is ready for those who want it. Whether you're a food truck, startup, a restaurant, or a prebiotic whole food smoothie maker, it can all work here. This experience have given dumpling a new significance for me personally. I'm in a Chinese-American home, learning about their culture firsthand through a meal that they not only prepared for me, but taught me how to make. Chinese idea into a French idea, which is the bouillabaisse. I didn't find a coin or a button in my food, but I'm still the lucky one. There's definitely positive qi in every bite. So here are the lobster dumplings. Maybe good food is qi, but food is definitely love.